Hello everybody. For those of you who are listening, I am Kenneth Irwin Engelhardt, i.e. Kengle, and I'm going to be coming back to YouTube. Now, I was on YouTube a long time ago, but I closed down the channel. I took off the videos. But I've decided to make an introductory video and come back. And part of my inspiration for that is Mad at the Internet, Joshua Connor Moon, and Kiwifarms. I guess I will start a little at the beginning and cover some basic stuff. I started and I run the Onionfarms forum, which is onionfarms.com, which is a gossip and discussion forum that is along the same vein as Kiwifarms, but it is much smaller. Kiwifarms has 83,170 members at last count, and Onionfarms has 477 members. So, how did Onionfarms get started? Well, I've done this on and off for a while, and even Joshua Moon mentioned it on his Mad at the Internet podcast on me, Kengle. And someone may ask, why Onionfarms? And my reply is, well, if you're going to do a forum on this sort of thing, aren't you dealing with layers of gossip and drama? Kind of like the layers of an onion? Yes, Onionfarms is a splinter site from the Kiwifarms. That was the Onionfarms then. This is the Onionfarms today. And I kind of have to say that we've grown into a nice little impressive forum. Now, the question that I've thought about a lot is, what direction do I want to take Onionfarms? I don't want to be a, quote, hardline locale forum like Kiwifarms or locale.org. Now, there's an important thing that I need to bring up, and that's the issue of racism, homophobia, transphobia, and violence. And I want to bring up something that will sound rather strange. People have this conception of forums such as the Kiwifarms of being an alt-right forum filled with transphobes. Actually, the reality is more complex than this. Yes, Null is a white supremacist, but it does not necessarily follow that Kiwifarms is another version of Stormfront. You would be surprised that a lot of the staff on Kiwifarms are transgender. It was someone that goes by the name of Dynasta on the Kiwifarms that summed it up perfectly. He wrote in a blog on Mediums that Kiwifarms will laugh just as much at extreme right-wing locales as much as they will laugh at extreme left-wing locales. And this is 100% true. That is also true for Onionfarms as well. We don't care what side of the political spectrum you are on. Eccentric people are eccentric people regardless of who they are. Now, the question that I am sure that many outsiders will ask is that if you are not a right-wing racist forum, why do you toss around racial slurs such as the N-word or other noxious vocabulary in reference to people such as gays, transgendered, and so forth? And the answer is because you are in a forum with a bunch of gremlins. That's just the environment you're in. Now, I try to draw the line in the sand when it comes to the N-word, but like I said, the environment is what it is, and you're not going to change it. The people who are transgendered or gay and sign up jump in the swamp just like anyone else. And yeah, you have a lot of people on the autism spectrum that sign up as well and take part. Now, I'm going to bring up another controversial subject, and that is the issue of violence. One of the most infamous members of Kiwifarms was William Atchison, the mass shooter at Aztec High School in New Mexico. People will often point their fingers at farms like Kiwifarms and then claim that these farms made them into killers. Actually, these people were already fucked up to begin with. They were not brainwashed into being killers. The William Atchisons that register and join are already rotten apples to begin with. Another question people wonder is, why locales? Well, because if I decided to talk about nothing but celebrities, there would be no point to this farm. There would be nothing special about it, because all you would need to do is to pick up a tabloid at the drugstore or go to sites such as radaronline.com. The market is saturated with celebrity gossip. People coming here want to gossip about cows. Now, at this particular point, people will argue that you already have threads about celebrities on sites such as Kiwifarms. And that's true. But the mainstay of the farm focuses on cows, not celebrities. But if you have ever noticed the Kiwifarms lately, you have a lot of celebrities with threads in there. So why is that? Why this contradiction? Well, because one of the difficulties about a low-cow farm is trying to precisely define what a low-cow is to begin with. The classical answer is someone who makes an ass out of themselves on the internet and invokes gossip and ridicule. Well, do you mean people like Donald Trump? He's made an ass out of himself. Do you mean like A-list celebrities when they get into feuds with each other? It just isn't as cut and dry as it seems. To answer the question I asked about the direction Onionfarms is going in earlier, the answer is a mix of celebrities and cows. Now, a lot of people will ask, why all the sub-forums about countries? And the best answer I can give is that that's just me. I like the variety of the current events that go on in other countries. I like to read about the stuff. Now, I'm sure Joshua Connor Moon of Kiwifarms, as well as the gang at lowcow.org, have probably wondered about a few things. So I'll try to clear it up. The first question is, why are you so obsessed with Nigeria? And my answer is because it's just kind of an interesting country. It's 1/3 larger than Texas, but it has over 211 million people. You have Nollywood. Its economy is the largest in Africa. The national capital of Nigeria. I'm going to give a little, just a short paragraph about Nigeria in general. Um, the national capital of Nigeria is the city of Abuja, and it serves as the anchor for the federal capital region. In fact, it's called the Giant of Africa because of its economy and because of its population. Now there is a middle belt or cultural boundary or transition area that runs through approximately the center of the country, with the national capital of Abuja sitting in the middle of this. If you are north of the federal capital region, it's predominantly Muslim. If you are south of the federal capital region, it's predominantly Christian. Having said all this, even on Kiwifarms, there's a thread on a Nigerian cartoonist by the name of Ugo Jesse. His cartoons are unique in pointing out social problems and issues that affect Nigerian society, and he is well known in the country. So the answer, as I said, is because, well, it's just an interesting place that I like to read about. The next topic people have wondered about. Personally, I think this is kind of silly, but it seems to draw people's attention. And Joshua mentioned it way back on a live stream with his favorite attorney, Nick Ricida, as though it were some horrid abomination. Ready? Here it goes. Do you boil your beef patties when you make a hamburger? Yes. He actually obsessed over this. Well, actually, it's more like a little bit of a boiling water bath with the oil, spices, some chopped onion mixed in with a little bit of barbecue sauce to make kind of a soupy mixture. A shallow boiling water bath. Well, as the burger is cooking, I use a spoon to continually pour the mixture over the burger so it can seep through. And as the water boils off, the soupy mixture thickens and it browns the burger under the high heat. Then just before the water is entirely gone, put some shredded Mexican cheese on it and spoon the boiling liquid, what remains of the boiling water from the bottom of the pan onto the cheese to melt it. If you do it right, it's actually a pretty nice burger. It's not just a boiled, tasteless patty. Next topic after the boiled burgers. I'm going to throw in my 2 cents about Joshua's accusations of criminal stalking, which is just plain silly. Here's the stalking law in Rhode Island. Criminal offense is stalking. General laws of Rhode Island. The statute makes it illegal to harass or to knowingly and repeatedly follow another person with the intent to place that person in reasonable fear of bodily injury. Under the statute, stalking is a felony punishable by imprisonment for not more than 5 years and or by a fine of not more than $10,000. So they take stalking pretty seriously on Kiwifarms. Now, Joshua Moon claimed on Kiwifarms that he had gotten in touch with the local police station and emailed a complaint against me for criminal stalking. So I said, okay, let me wait and see if I hear anything from the Warwick police station. And if you happen to live in Warwick, you would know that the police station is just north of the Rotary in Apponaug on Route 5. Well, I kept tabs on my voicemail. Nothing. I checked my email. Nothing. I checked my snail mail. Nothing. Finally, I stopped by the police station and asked the clerk at the front desk inside if there was a police report that had been filed against me. Of course, I introduced myself on who I was and told them that it would have been someone online by the name of Joshua Connor Moon. So the clerk went back to her computer and checked on it for about 30 seconds and came back and didn't find anything or any police report that had been filed against me. In other words, a big fat nothing. Now, this was concerning an order I placed with Matt at the internet back in April for a couple of Kiwi coins he was selling. I made a purchase for 2 of them for almost $100, and they were pure silver. I emailed him several times asking if there was a timeline on when I could expect to receive them, and basically this was the icing on the cake. He got really pissed off, and that's when he basically emailed the police screaming that he was being stalked and whatnot. He claims I emailed him on and off for 8 years. Yeah, that's true. But it's also equally true that I have a thread of over 600 pages on me that's also 8 years old. And he also featured me on one of his podcasts. My image, my artwork, and so forth. So, you draw your own conclusions, but to be perfectly frank, Josh just doesn't have a leg to stand on insofar as criminal stalking charges. But I'm not really surprised by that because he has a tendency to be really paranoid to begin with. Okay, having said all this, I'm going to end here, and hopefully I'll get some type of a format with these video casts on YouTube. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, and you have a good evening.